Hello and welcome. This is Japan, and this is a extraordinary Raw review because this is the Raw after Mania, and wow, did this deliver! Uh, Even before even going into this has got to be the best Raw of the year. They had so much good stuff and so much story for the future coming from this one episode that you could possibly do like a full video almost on each segment because of how crazy it is. So let's just start off. We had John Cena come down, say his spiel about keeping that title to the very end. I liked it. I thought it was enjoyable. I think John Cena as champion is the call, and I think it does give a lot of people some dream matches and some dream opportunities to go against John Cena in the future for that title. And we get our very first one with Randy Orton appearing and RKOing him. It was a chef's kiss, and then the like Cena saying shit in the mic, that was great right as he's about to get RKO'd. I have Backlash tickets, and I think this is the Backlash match, so I'm absolutely happy. It's gonna be kind of crazy because you get to see such a crazy match. Like, obviously, it's much later in their careers than a lot of the other matches, but I mean, you can't turn down this type of cinema and this type of like just kind of dream match. I'll put this up in S tier. Very, very good way to start off the show, and I quite enjoyed it. Next up, we had the Lyra and Becky Lynch rematch with Liv and Raquel. Kind of crazy to have like the rematch the very next night. I know what they were trying to do. Obviously, we saw that then as they lost, Becky then turns on Lyra and attacks her, which like they kind of made it seem like she was upset because Lyra lost it there, but then like she's definitely the one that attacked Bailey. Like all of it's all together the same thing. So yeah, there's a lot that comes from this. This is kind of something that I discussed in my WrestleMania review, like that this was a cool call because of all that's going to come from it. Now the only issue is they kind of pulled the trigger way too soon. I thought we could at least stewed a little bit, maybe like maybe until Backlash. Like I thought that would have been a very good moment for Backlash, but maybe Becky Lynch is joining Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins and our mystery guest at the very end of this review. I mean, there could be something like that, and I guess they're just kind of getting it out faster. But other than that, I thought the match itself was okay. It was kind of crazy to just have it flip the very next night, but I mean, it's cool for like people like Lyra that got that opportunity to have another title, even if it was only for like a day. But I'll put it up an A. I thought it was really solid. I like the story. I just wish we would have had a little bit more time before this happened. Then we had the New Day and the Alpha Academy kind of square off, and they were gonna have a match. And then all of a sudden, it kind of went dark, and Rusev appeared, making his debut back. Um, Honestly, I never was like a super huge fan of Rusev. I think anytime when you have opportunities to bring people back into the fold and you have an idea of what to do with them and that they could be beneficial for the story and the organization in general, you should totally do it. So I'm excited to see what happens. But at the moment, yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna put it up in A because it is a really good like debut back. It's been like 5 years, they said, so I thought that was pretty cool. The whole catalyst before that just was kind of odd. You know, it was just like they should have stalled the match. I just don't know why Rusev would have like that time came down. It could have been better that he maybe appeared and took out Penta and Dom or something, or at least Penta because Dom easily gets out of it. I think that would maybe have been a better call, but that's just me. Then, because this is my birthday today, or the birthday, my day of birth was on when Raw came out. I feel like they like watched the channel and decided to give me my top five WWE women wrestlers all in one segment. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vercor was just that is a dream match because I wanted to see that because I love both women, and then I love Julia, love Roxanne Perez, and love Rhea Ripley. If I had to make a top five active women wrestlers, these five would be the top five. So that is kind of crazy. They were all in one segment. The match itself lived up to the great. I was a little upset that we didn't get like an ending. Obviously, it protects both of them, so it's fine. But you know, I kind of would have liked to see something happen with one of them getting the win. We go put that in S tier. Then we had Julia, Roxanne, and Rhea. That situation afterwards looks great. I would be 100% for an Io and Stephanie match against Julia and Roxanne. I don't know where it would take place, but if that's like a backlash match or them trying to test all the waters on a lot of these people, I'm absolutely 100% on board for all of this. And if this is all we get, then I'm also happy that we were eating good. Rhea came down, made the save. I thought was good, gives her some growth, and shows that she's not completely away from this whole storyline with the title. But I think she's gonna have to grow a little bit before she gets that opportunity again. Then we had a video package for Jey Uso, and then eventually Jey Uso came down, had his celebration for winning the heavyweight title. Sami Zayn came down, who I thought was going to be like the first person he would feud with when it happened, or not like really a feud, but just more of like kind of get an opportunity to Sammy, and they could still probably do that. But it was just more of a humble thing of just Sammy being happy for him and Jimmy coming down, and it was just a good moment. I thought the whole celebration itself was really good. Jay deserves it. Put it up in S tier. Next up, we had just kind of all of a sudden Gunther going down there, and he chokes out Pat McAfee. I mean, he attacked Michael Cole at first. Pat McAfee stepped in, he choked him out. It was just completely a crash out by Gunther. I honestly think it was really good. It was very sudden and kind of brutal, and I think it really gave even more of an edge to Gunther being even more mega heel and doing whatever he wants. I personally thought it was brutal and good. I thought it worked out really nicely for the storyline. Next up, we had Penta and Dom. This match was okay. It was pretty much the main event match. It was for the IC title. JD McDonough cost Penta the match. He came down and made Judgment Day whole. I really felt like I was fine with something happening, but I felt like maybe it had to be just a little bit longer or something. I don't know. It just felt like we only had 30 minutes of wrestling on a 3 hour show is kind of insane. But I think the Raw after Mania kind of deserves that like leeway on here because so much of this is just set up a whole nother year of storylines that they could be using and feeding off of for a whole calendar year. Some of these storylines that start here end up all the way to the end, kind of like Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre that it ended up all the way at WrestleMania and they had bumps and bruises and other rivalries, but stuff like that starts at one spot. And yeah, this is kind of what that whole episode was about. I put this match in B. It was entertaining. I like Dom that he was able to get a title defense, and yeah, hopefully he holds on to it for a little bit. And then we had the main event. Rollins comes down with Paul Heyman talking about what happened at WrestleMania. He gets interrupted by CM Punk. Rollins finally gets the upper hand back, and then Roman Reigns comes down as the credits were rolling. I like that because it really did trick me thinking that we were going to be in the safety zone. And then, um, Rollins was just about to be taken out, and Braun Breaker comes down joining it. We kind of had like the prophecy of that when Paul Heyman back in 2000 was it 23 that he had talked to Braun Breaker about kind of like hey well you giving him some good advice and stuff back when it was him versus Mello and Mello was getting advice for John Cena. I think this is a kind of a cool thing. I do think this group definitely needs another superstar, either another male or a female. I feel like it's just kind of one of those things that like it's just such a huge faction to not give somebody else another bump would be kind of crazy. Also, maybe a lot of people were like, or a tag team, which Frazier and Axiom would be really good in this thing. But other than that, I think it was S tier. I think this whole entire Raw was like S tier. It was can't miss. You can't miss this Raw because there was just so much good that came from it and so much story and so much future story. I just think we were completely blessed with a really crazy Raw. But yeah, if you guys enjoy these Raw reviews, I do them they're up every Tuesday right after Raw. Um, I do Evolve, I do SmackDown, and I do a bunch of other videos. So there's always daily content coming up. And I got a bunch of WrestleMania videos that just came out and a couple coming out this week of different stuff. So if you enjoy that type of stuff, there will be tons of videos for all of that. Until next time, this has been Japan. Bye, guys.